Hey everyone, you're listening to Party Time, My Golf Story with Kevin Walsh and whatever special guest he has today. You can check me out on episode 9 of the podcast. Today I'm wearing Grayson clothes while I'm out practicing because I believe in look good, play good. And follow me on Instagram, Sophia Warren Golf, and hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
It's Party Time, My Golf Story, brought to you by Party Drinks. Classically designed golf drinks for golfers by golfers. And the golf real estate pros Gene Walsh and Vince Visicaro. For your Southwest Florida real estate needs, check them out at suncoastdreams.com. Now here's your host, Kevin Walsh.
Hey everybody, welcome to the program. We're in a different location here. Usually I have the bookshelf behind me with the Party Drinks and everything. Not today, because we've had a whale of a time figuring out the technology that drives this podcast, Party Time, My Golf Story. My guest today is Aidan O'Donovan. Who is Aidan O'Donovan? Don't you want to know? Fine young man, just finished up a 4-year run at University of Rhode Island. He's from Somerville, Mass, and kind of fits the prototype of who we were looking for when we started this podcast a couple of years ago. Somebody that's chasing the dream, putting it all on the line, just making themselves vulnerable to what golf can do to you, but it being inspired by others around them, but with a little bit of a twist. He's from more of a working class family than some of our other past guests. And that's why I think you're going to like the story of Aidan O'Donovan and just who he is. He's coming up in just a minute. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, would you do so? Because that makes a big difference with the algorithms, helps our sponsors out and everything like that. Leave a 5-star review and tell a friend about it. 14,000 subscribers. Thank you for that. And but we're trying to get more people on board and trying to find good guests. And we got a good one, Aidan O'Donovan, coming up. Big thanks to Party Drinks, our title sponsor. If you're looking for a drink alternative on the golf course, try a Party. I know there are a lot of others out there. There's competition, but folks, it is not as good. That's not a sale. I'm telling you, that is a fact. And if you don't have Party at the place where you play golf, get in touch with the pro shop staff or the beverage staff and say, we got to have Party here, and you'll be glad that you did. If golf real estate is in your plans, no better place than Lakewood Ranch in the greater Sarasota area, and no place better than Lakewood National Golf Club, where this podcast originates from. Gene Walsh, Vince Visicaro, and Samantha Walsh from suncoastdreams.com got you covered. It's a great time to buy here at Lakewood National and across the street at Calusa Country Club. And if all that golf has you tuckered out and tired and you just need a day to unwind and recharge, go to BioLit Spa in downtown Sarasota. All right, let's bring Aidan O'Donovan on board here right now. You don't seem like a spa guy to me. Am I right about that, Aidan?
Yeah, and the spa, probably not a spa guy.
Yeah, more for the ladies, but I've been to the spa once or twice. I got my Metro on, and I actually enjoyed myself. So don't close the door on that completely. If you come to Sarasota,
I won't.
Get you set up there. Where are you joining us from, man? Where's home for you?
Cape Cod, Yarmouth, Massachusetts. I am originally from Somerville, Mass, but my family sold the house there, I think back in January. So this is home base now. It's a downsize, to say the least, but it's been good. I love it down here. It's the summers on the Cape. You can't beat them. So I've been at school for the winter months, but spending the next few months here they're going to be awesome.
Sounds good to me. Now, I think when we connected, so you finished up your time at Rhode Island and you packed up the house and everything. What were the college digs like? I want to see how they compare to mine, because mine were awful.
We've been pretty lucky. Last year it was more of a summer house that we were in, and nice place. It was in a residential area. Both our houses were these last 2 years, and then this year, the fact that we got this house was pretty insane. My roommates had gone, they took the tour. I was not around at the time. I think it's about like almost 4,000 square feet. There's 5 of us, has a complete finished basement. I ended up getting the master bathroom, or the master bedroom. I had a a tub that had like the jacuzzi, the settings in it. I had 2 decks.
What?
It's literally, it was insane. I had a deck that could see the water too. It was ridiculous.
Holy smokes. Okay, that's high living. So the last place I lived in college, like you, I didn't see the place. My roommate, he picked it out, and they were going to demolish the house until Tim found this house, and they said, "Oh, we'll keep it up for another 3.5 months for you guys, but you're moving out in the state, and we're demolishing it the next day." I mean, that's how bad it was. It was awful. We had a carpet in the living room, which was all of maybe 10 feet, and I would roll putts and it would break 2 feet. So that'll tell you about the quality of the place. So, man, good on you. So you're on the Cape right now, Cape Cod for those that in Massachusetts, you say the Cape, everybody knows what you're talking about. Not everybody else does. But Somerville, Mass. For those that are not familiar, give me a feel for what it was like growing up. I know you come from a hardworking family. Why don't you tell the story?
Yeah. So for you people that don't know, Somerville is a small city about 5 minutes north of Boston. And there's no real townhouses like a lot of people think. It's just regular family or regular houses. They're not as wide. They're more long and it's one car between each house. That's all you can fit. You could probably fit 2 in a row, but I had no backyard. I have a dog. He'll be around here somewhere. I just propped open the door so it doesn't bother me too much. But yeah, I mean, we have like a little deck that when it's probably like a 10 by 6 backyard, and you just run in circles, and at least you don't have to walk too far to pick up his poop. So that was nice, but no backyard. Yeah. So I live in the same house my dad grew up in. The city has changed quite a bit. The areas when my dad was growing up that you just wouldn't go down because there was nothing there, now turned into the places to be, the places to live. The trains kind of run through all different parts of the city. I can walk 200 yards down the end of my road and go right into the Boston Garden, like literally right underneath it. Or I can take it and there's a 5-minute walk to Fenway. So everything's close. My best friends live all biking distance. I mean, it's a 5-minute car ride. If you really want to walk there or run there, you can, which we have plenty of times. But
I believe you. If I can go back to college for a little bit. So I had no idea you were going to describe your college house as plush as it was, but can I assume that maybe you've found your way back and forth to the Coast Guard house in Narragansett a time or two?
yeah, so I've been my last 2 years, I've been on a decent amount of recruiting trips with Coach. So that's one of the big spots that we will go to. I personally won't go there on my own if it's a little pricey over there, but I've been there a couple of times this past year and a half, and you can't beat it. The views are awesome. Right at we get a corner table usually when we have a recruit, and yeah, it's a lot of fun over there.
Well, I remember years ago when I used to surf at Narragansett Town Beach, and I would see all the pretty girls from URI in Volkswagen Jettas and Cabriolet convertibles, all with New Jersey license plates, going there on a Friday afternoon.
So many New Jersey.
I know.
It's insane.
What is the University of New Jersey in Rhode Island?
It seems like it. There's like the groups of people that you'll meet too. My freshman year, when everyone gets to school at night, so it's not the first week that everyone moves in. There's everyone just kind of wandering around, meeting new people. So you walk out and the people on my floor, the girls across the hall, and then the next 2 doors down, like 10 girls, all from Jersey. And I was like, I thought there'd be more kids from kind of where I'm from, or kind of like Boston area. And there's not a ton. It's usually kind of Western Mass. But yeah, New Jersey, they run that place.
Well, the girls look so nice when they were walking in there at like 3:30. They were all dialed up, and I'm surfing for a couple hours. I'm climbing out of the water. I'm all disheveled because I just surfed my ass off for a couple hours. And those same girls that look so nice going in, you could just see the deterioration from the alcohol and the whole thing. So that's my University of Rhode Island story. So how did you I want to get to the story of how you ended up there, but I want to go back to the roots. When did golf start for you? Because I know there were other sports involved. When did golf
Yeah.
get into the picture?
So I'd always swung a club. My grandfather played, and my dad's got four. My dad's one of five boys, so a lot of fights going on in that house growing up. Um, but yeah, so my dad had played growing up when he was really young, and I was about 10 or 12 when I really started getting into it. But I'd always swung a club out in the back here in the backyard. We have a golf net, so I'd go out there with my dad or my brothers and just kind of mess around. Um, So yeah, when I was about 10 years old, I really started playing. My dad put me in a couple tournaments, U.S. kids stuff. Wasn't very good by any means. Remember breaking 100 for the first time. I came in second place and lost by 28 shots to actually one of my best friends now, Joey Linane, over at NC State. And yeah, so turning 12 is when I started playing in some more kind of regional tournaments and just really more tournaments in general. And I got hooked. I got the bug pretty bad.
Benchmarks. I look back at my life and I talk to other golfers breaking 80 for the first time and breaking 70. 70 wasn't so much the barrier for you. And now you've done it just so many times, it's not worth counting. But breaking 80 for the first time, considering how it was done and who was with you, why don't you pick it up from there?
Yeah, so it's a 9-hole course right outside Boston. I believe it's in Lexington, Mass. It's kind of, you drive through a neighborhood and just right there. A couple holes kind of run through. It's a little war zone out there too, with the tee boxes and greens and fairways being so close to each other. But yeah, I was with my dad. I think it's a par 70, 69 or 70. And we had spun it around and we're on probably, I think it was 17 green. I had made a nice par. Got up and down, and my dad was looking at the scorecard. He goes, "Do you want to know what you're at?" And he's like, "Well," I was like, "Yeah, tell me." And he told me on those about 150 yards to par three. He said, "If I make par, I'll break 80 for the first time and catch it a little bit heavy, and it takes a big hop in the front of the green." And it was soft out that day too, and had about 45 feet. My dad was tending the flag, and I buried it. It was going. It was picking up speed out as it was getting to the hole. I wasn't leaving it short, but it hit the back of the cup, popped in, and just took off at my dad. And I jumped up in his arms, and yeah, that's one of the real first golf memories that I have, and it's a pretty cool one, especially to have that with my dad.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Well, it sounds like you have a beautiful relationship with your dad. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so family is everything. Close friends or family to us, or I've been incredibly lucky to have the parents I do. They support me, my brothers, and my sister through everything. They'll always have our backs, and we know that, and it's a feeling that it's hard to describe. But my dad grew up in a big family. There was 7 of them in his family. My mom was a little bit smaller. She had a sister and a brother, but still, it's yeah, family's everything to us. It's the people you can rely on and count on the most, and lucky to have them, all of them in my family. It's a lot of fun.
Dad was a firefighter and mom a nurse. So your parents know how to work and raising 4 children. Tell me about that, being a firefighter. And did you ever think of following in his footsteps?
When I was younger, yeah. So my dad, there'd be days. I mean, my dad, me and him both my parents are so close. But when I was younger, my dad would be going to work sometimes, and it was preschool. And once or twice, I remember like just having a bad morning. I hated going to school when I was younger. I was always bawling my eyes out. And once or twice I was going to school, and my dad he's like, "Hey buddy, like I'm going to drop you off now." And all the kids are lining up outside to walk in the building, and he just drove right past the school and right to the fire station. I hung out with him those twice that I remember, and I hung out with him at the fire station all day. So I thought it was cool because for firefighters, my dad worked 24 on, 72 off. So you work 24 straight hours, and then you get a couple days off. But I go to details with him when you sit outside like old burning buildings or old fires.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would sit around and like we'd watch movies. We had a minivan which could stuff all the hockey bags in. It had like a little TV this big, and we would just watch movies all night. And it was awesome. It was some really good memories that I have. But I don't really think firefighter was really in the cards for too long. Once I kind of started picking up the golf thing pretty heavily, that's really all I've wanted to do since.
Tell me about getting the scholarship offer to Rhode Island, what it meant to you as a competitor, and I guess what it meant to your family as well.
Yeah. So, my parents had worked their butts off. And I mean, it's nice seeing what the sacrifices they've made for us, for me playing for 3 hockey teams at a time. I mean, between my 2 brothers and me, it's 9-10 hockey teams. You got games over in South Boston, and then you got games out in New Hampshire, Connecticut, and those places are just not that close together. So my mom picking up 3 or 4 kids at a time, stuffing them in the minivan. But yeah, so going to URI, I was sophomore year, going into junior year high school, started playing. It's called the Challenge Cup, ran by Dave Adamonis and a few other guys. And my dad reached out to him late one night. We had no idea what to play in. Being a hockey and baseball family, golf tournaments just weren't a thing. So my buddy Colin Spencer was playing in a tournament, and I asked him if he wanted to play golf the next day. He said he couldn't because he was in the tournament. And my dad sent Dave an email at 2:33 in the morning. Dave got back to my dad at 7 o'clock, said, "Hey, if you can be here in a couple hours and someone doesn't show, then Aidan can get in." And it was an invitational tournament. My dad was just, "Hey, my son's a decent player. Don't really know what to play in. This is just like a long shot, like any chance he could get in." And we showed up about 8:39. Got in. I played really well. But on that putting green in the morning, I had seen Chris Francoeur, who was at URI at the time. He had played baseball with my brother Devin growing up. So I was talking to Chris, and he said, "Hey, you want to play college golf?" I was like, "This is like my first real tournament. College golf doesn't really seem like it's in the cards right now." It's what I wanted to do, but I was just trying to figure out what tournaments to play in. Not figuring out colleges at that point was just not even remotely in a thought of mine at the time. I ended up reaching out to Coach Burke, November of my junior year. He got on a call that next day, got back pretty quick, and told me I was 4th on his list with guys. And luckily, all 4 of us went down to Florida and played in the same 3 tournaments. And I kind of played well at the right time and outplayed a few of those guys, or really all of them. And I got an offer February 1st or February 2nd of my junior year. And Coach sent me a text, and he said, "Hey, if you're with your family, want to give you a call in about 5-10 minutes." And so my brothers were at school, but it was mom, dad, and my sister sitting in my living room. And Coach gave me a call, and he offered me a scholarship. And that was another nice moment to share with my family.
Well, what was the reaction?
My dad's not a very emotional guy. I've only seen him shed a tear a handful of times. And that was one of them. He was more upset, not upset. He was more emotional than my mom was, and she'll shed a tear quite often, or more, not quite often, but more than him.
Well, I mean, you mentioned you have 4 siblings. You're playing expensive sports. Your parents are hardworking folks, and then this is a way to sort of take a little of the edge off them, or the burden that had to make you feel wonderful. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's tough my parents would never. There's no form of payment that I could ever give my parents. They wouldn't ask for a dime. They wouldn't anything in that sort. But the sacrifice that they've made for me to play hockey, baseball, golf, and my brothers and sister, it's for to hear that and to talk about it after knowing that I ended up saving some money on that side. And financially, it's tough. I mean, firefighter and nurse. They're good, hardworking jobs, honest jobs, but they're not the most paying jobs as well. So being able to save my family, I mean, they've put 4 kids through college and, well, 3, my sister's on the way, but she'll be fine. I think me and my brothers were kind of questions on who was going to finish first. But you know what? It was, it meant the world to me. And if there's anything I could do to repay my parents for the sacrifices, that was pretty cool. That was pretty special.
Well, you just try and make them proud as best you can. And the fact that you take some of that financial burden off, it just, now you're double proud and probably a bit relieved. So you mentioned your brothers, competitive household growing up, and you got hockey players. I imagine you guys are just banging around the house and breaking stuff and beating the crap out of each other. Am I close?
Yeah. So we have the 3rd floor is kind of it was the game room, the war room. So knee hockey was a big thing. And so the way the house is pitched, there's a couple corners that come in, and we play knee hockey. You usually stay on your knees, but when I was younger, I was so small that I could just stand up and run around, and I was the same height. But some of the guys would chase me or try and tackle me. And if you look up on the walls and the ceiling, I mean, there's holes everywhere up there. But there's one peak or one pitch in the ceiling, and there's so many dents in it just from people's heads. It was pretty funny because people would go down and you get back up 2 seconds later to play again. But I was always, my oldest brother's 30, my other brother's 27, turning 28 in a week. But I was always included in everything. There was never, I can't tell you one time that I was left alone at home if they were going hang out with their buddies down the street or going to play baseball.
They always need a goalie. I mean, were you ever the target? Did they put the goalie gear on you and then just wail on you?
No. See, my brothers could beat the crap out of me, but if one of their friends touched me, then that was bad news for them. My brothers they would kick me, not kick me. They would just, I caught a few beatings, rightfully so. I thought I could get away with more than I should.
Rough and tumble. That's what brothers are for. My mom thought we had problems because me and my brothers were brawling all the time. My dad's like, no, this is totally normal. And then when my friends would come over, my mom would be like, do you have brothers? And they're like, yeah. And she's like, and do you fight with your brothers? And they're like, all the time. And I'm like, see, Mom, we're normal. This is
so my dad was one of five boys. So my grandmother would chase them around with it was like a wiffle ball bat, or it was at the end of a broken broom, and they would hide under the table so they couldn't get after. She couldn't get after them. But no. So my mom was always yelling at us. My dad would get more mad when I would end up crying, which was a handful of times. And yeah, so I would cry and I'd go downstairs, and my dad would either hear me crying or come in and check on me, and then he'd yell at my brothers, and that would ruin all the fun. Yeah. So I'd get my butt kicked, and I would just cry upstairs. I'd stuff my face in a pillow, and then when I was done crying, I would go back and play so the fun wouldn't be ruined. Exactly.
Yeah. You just toughens you up for life, competition, and golf in particular. So what's next for you? You're going to make a run for it, turn pro. What's the plan?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to turn pro. I'm going to make this my job. And I know I have the game to compete. I got the pieces of the game that I know that can take me pretty far. And it's just kind of the what if is what I think kind of keeps golfers coming in. It's that 1 or 2 good rounds, that 1 or 2 good tournament finishes. And yeah, so my plan as of now is to turn pro. I don't know when I will turn pro. I've never wanted to kind of set that timeline on myself and put pressure on myself. But I have to turn pro by June of 2026 after I finish up my senior year. But one of my buddies, Joey Linane over at NC State, I think me and him are going to get a place in the Jupiter area this winter, and just keep playing.
Hey man, that is Golf Central over there.
It is.
I mean, they're all there. All right. So things to aspire to, plenty of chances to play money games or whatever it's going to be. No better place than Jupiter. caddying. I caddy full time and everything, and you got into caddying. Where have you been caddying, and how's that experience been?
Yeah, so I've been caddying at a place called Oyster Harbors in Osterville. It's on the Cape, about 30 minutes from my house here in Yarmouth. Yeah, I got the job. This will be my fourth summer over there, and it's been incredible. I didn't really think I knew the money's good. It's hard to beat it. For a few hours a day, you go out and you talk to. I've never really had only one or two people that I don't think I was a fan of, but at the end of the day, I was very surprised on how great the people are and the relationships and connections I've made in just a few short years over there. It really is awesome.
My experience with it, because now I do it full time, and inevitably the question comes up, hey man, you ever caddy for any real a-holes? And I've done thousands of loops over decades, and I've had maybe 3 bad loops. And I understand where the question comes from, because it's a service job. And if you ask a waiter or waitress, do you have stories? Of course they do, because they just have multiple. I mean, everybody's got to go to a place to eat. They may not, but a golf course is such a happy place. I think people have such a head start on their happiness. It just, you almost can't knock them off that peg. Do you find it similar to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bad day on the golf course. I've heard from guys all the time, bad day on a golf course is better than a good day in the office. So not too many of these people that I'm caddying for are working anymore. But you know what? It's it's just you can go, and that's what's special about golf too, is, I mean, I'm saying I'm a pretty good golfer, and I have friends who are just starting out, and we can go and have a match, and it's fun, whether they play like crap. It's just being with your friends and the people that you're with, and it's fun. You're outside, you're not trapped indoors. There's just so many great things to the game. And I really do think if you're miserable on a golf course, there's some other issues going on.
Exactly. That's the thing. You have an underlying pathology. It's not the golf. It's not the caddy. It's you, and you need to get something fixed. Aidan O'Donovan is our guest here on Party Time, My Golf Story, brought to you by the Golf Real Estate Pros at suncoastdreams.com. Gene Walsh, Vince Vizicaro, and Samantha Walsh. Good time to buy, especially at Lakewood National Golf Club in the greater Sarasota area. Party Drinks. If you're looking for a drink alternative on the golf course, try Party. And if all that golf or whatever you're doing has got you tired and you need to recharge, go to Violet Spa in downtown Sarasota. What's the lowest score you've ever shot, Aidan, anywhere?
60,
Take me there.
63. It was at Comaquid, my home course now. Not this past summer, the summer before. It was with a couple guys up at the club. Went out for a Saturday match. They run a little group thing up there, and there was a quota game, and so my quota, I think they played me at a +2. So I'm not sure how the whole point system works but yeah, with the couple of guys were not too happy. They were happy about the score and they're happy for me, but it was pretty funny. So that, and then 64 in a tournament was at that's my lowest tournament score at Essex Country Club in the Mass Am, the second day of stroke play. It goes 2 days stroke play into match play, and that was the course record, where I thought it was. And so that my caddy was actually a member of the course, and I tapped in for 64, and he goes, "That's the course record." Get to the scoring tape, and I go, "Like, any good rounds out there today?" They're like, "Yeah, Broderick just shot 8." I'm like, "Okay, so he shot 62." I was like, "Oh, when did he finish?" I was thinking maybe he was still on the golf course and he finished 5 minutes before me, so I would have had a course record, but I didn't. But yeah, so 63 and 64 are my 2 low ones.
Pretty good, especially at Essex. Holy smokes, that is not an easy place. Getting toward the end here, Aidan, tell me some good golf stories, just some of your go-tos, something that makes people laugh, cry, or whatever.
So my buddy Tyler Bruno on at URI with me, he's a sophomore. He's a stud. I actually just caddied for him yesterday in his US Open qualifier. But so he went to Benjamin, which is in Jupiter, where Charlie Woods, where Tiger's kid goes. And so last winter, I ended up staying with him for a few days over winter break. And we had played a couple of really nice golf courses with his friends. And one morning we were kind of figuring out what we were going to do. I was just going with the flow. I would just, whether we stayed by the pool or if we went and go play golf, whatever he wanted to do, I was the guest, so I wasn't going to be picky. He gets a call and he gets off the phone with someone. He goes, yeah, like I have my buddy here. Can I bring him? So I assumed he was talking about going to play golf with someone. And the kid says, yeah, let me just talk to my dad. Tyler hangs up the phone and I go, who was that? He goes, oh, it was Charlie. I go, Charlie who? He goes, Charlie Woods. He goes, he's asking his dad now if we can come play with them. And I called my dad right away. I was like, yeah, I might go be playing golf with Tiger today. He gets a call back 5 minutes later. And Charlie goes, yeah, you guys are good to come over whenever. And so he was practicing. Tiger and Charlie were practicing out there for a few hours. And so we go play Medalist, which is just a treat. Alone playing there, especially not even with Tiger. But we get there and we pull up to the bag. We grab our bags, we park, walking over, and the guy's like, oh, like who are you here to play with? And it's just like funny. My buddy goes, I'll play with Charlie and Tiger today. They put our bags on the back of a cart and they go, oh, like they're on the back of the range. So we're driving towards the back of the range and there's a putting green and there's like a wall of bushes, probably 15 feet tall. They're a little wispy in some areas, so you can see through them. And so we take the left to one side of the bushes, and Charlie and Tiger are driving this way, but we didn't see them at the time. And Charlie yells out, hey, Tyler. And we look over, and all we see is Charlie and Tiger, like in the cart right there. We spin it around. We say hi. We didn't get out of the cart, and Tiger goes, hey, like, you guys good to go? We're like, yeah. I mean, I would like to hit a couple balls before I hit a tee shot in front of Tiger, but yeah, we just spin it around. He's like, met him on the first tee, took my hat off, shook his hand. And, yeah, it was pretty cool. He only played 2 holes. He had been out there for a while, but I was nervous in front of him hitting my tee shot. I was more nervous with the tee shot. We played from the Tiger tees, which is like 7,900 yards. There's a 265 carry over a hazard into the wind. And I haven't even, like, right out of the car, I haven't even taken a swing yet. So I'm looking at Tyler. I was like, these guys just play this every day for fun. But yeah, so I played 2 holes with Tiger and didn't get a picture with them. I just didn't know what to do at the time. But I got a video of his bag. But yeah,
I mean, just stepping up and like meeting him, like, how'd you feel?
It was cool. I mean,
were you blown away? I mean,
yeah. I mean, I was, yes. It's hard to put into words because I've been lucky enough growing up where I've met a ton of hockey guys, the guys who've played for the Bruins and a few baseball guys too, and talked to them. But this was just a little bit different. It was, like, play golf now. It's like what I want to do with my life and what he's done. And to kind of, when you there with him, it's like, this guy is put on a green jacket. I don't even know how many times he's won this many majors, 80 something, 82 tournaments, whatever the number is. He's like the greatest golfer. He's like the greatest athlete in our respective sport. And it's kind of cool.
Yeah. I'm older than you, obviously. And the times I met Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer, I was shaking.
Yeah.
I was so happy to see. Were you that way or not quite?
I wouldn't say shaking, but it was just everything happened so quick too. So we just met him. And I was more nervous when I first saw him in the carts talking. He just said, hey, look, meet you guys on the first tee. I looked at Tyler and excuse my language, but I said, holy shit. And I said, like,
oh yeah.
I was like, oh my God. Like he's right there. And Tyler's met him a few times, but even he was still pumped up. It was awesome.
That's a great story. Hey, let's leave it at that. Listen, bud, stay in touch and play good golf, pursue the dreams. And I wish you nothing but the best. And, at some point we got to play golf together, whether it's on the Cape or down here where I live in Florida. All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kevin. You're the best. But yeah, I mean, we got each other's numbers. So if you're around here from down in Florida, I will definitely reach out.
Yeah, and if you play another round with Tiger and you need a fourth, just hit me up.
I'll shoot you a text.
I'll be right over. Yeah, just let me know. Yeah, I got a guy. I got a guy. Big thanks to Aidan O'Donovan from University of Rhode Island, about to take the big step into professional golf. And also a big thanks to our title sponsor, Party Drinks. If you're looking for a drink alternative on the golf course, Party. If you're looking for golf real estate, suncoastdreams.com and BioLit Spa in downtown Sarasota. For Aidan O'Donovan, I'm Kevin Walsh. We'll see you again next time on Party Time, My Golf Story.
You've been listening to It's Party Time, My Golf Story, brought to you by Party Drinks. Classically designed golf drinks for golfers by golfers, and the golf real estate pros Gene Walsh and Vince Vizzacaro. For your Southwest Florida real estate needs, check them out at suncoastdreams.com or call 941-220-4000.